Hey everybody, it's Sam Riegel with another installment of the Legend of Vox Machina Q&A. So far you've gotten to meet our talented crew and found out their favorite characters and moments from the show. But this time, the talented folks at Titmouse are going to tell you what it's like to adapt a live-streamed RPG show into an animated series. Gang, take it away.
We're here today to...
I guess...
What? I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Oh my god.
We are talking Vox Machina.
What I find interesting about them integrating this live stream game into a series is how well it transitions into a series.
We get to see what the fans loved before, and we get to try to reiterate that again through an animated medium.
It's great to have an abundance of existing world building.
There's already all this canon and lore.
I mean, Matt Mercer being as detailed as he is, describing these very simple scenes.
There's hours and hours and hours of this campaign.
And we get to build off of that and grow this world and these characters and their journeys.
Though we've had to shed some really fun details, I think they've really gone through and sifted through it and have found the most important stuff.
I think the most interesting thing about adapting an RPG game is just the unpredictability of it all.
People react to things like in the moment, spontaneous, and then there's a level of like, oh, how do we capture some of that energy of spontaneity that's happening naturally with the cast, but then channel it into like a more linear narrative storytelling. So that's always fun.
Fantasy is so like the highest highs of the glory of finding the sword and killing the dragon. But I like to really like take that and just bring it down into the gritty world, which is great with this show because they let you really get violent and obscene.
You can have people getting their heads blown off or their guts ripped out, crazy shit. And I think that's been one of the most fun things. It's like an American anime. And then that fantasy element of it is like just icing on the cake.
What class would I be?
The class, it's like the role, right?
I'm not sure, but I've heard from people that I have cleric-like similarities, as in I can heal people with my magic powers.
I would have to say a rogue ranger because I like to kind of sit back and just observe before I take action.
Probably I'd be, a ranger. I'd be in a bush somewhere, hiding.
In real life, barbarian. I would like the opportunity to rage. Barbarian.
I'd say Blood Hunter because it is the closest related thing to a witcher.
If I could be an RPG class in real life, I would like to be a wizard.
I would definitely want something that has magic.
I would be a magic user.
I love the spells. I'm here for the spells.
Either a wizard or a sorcerer, but I would take a sorcerer because there's a little bit more of a charisma, social aspect to a sorcerer.
In real life, I can get a gun or a sword, but I'm trying to use magic.
I mean, magic. Magic's cool.
Yeah, sign me up for that.
What RPG... Wait, what was it?
That's a good question.
I actually just played a campaign last night and I made her a foot tall and I was basically just a little flame person. So that was pretty fun.
It's actually been pretty recent that Arthur Loftus, our art director, invited a couple of us to kind of just join in on a crew game. And we've been exploring, our own role-playing game, and definitely a great experience.
Actually, the first time we played a role-playing tabletop kind of game was with my best friend. I found it quite difficult to role play because I struggle being myself on a daily basis. So having to play another character was like 2 levels of making choices.
I did have a quest with a bunch of friends. I don't know if you can hear this. My character his name was Bernie Cinders, and he was a fire sorcerer, and he was in the likeness of Bernie Sanders, killing vampires, and it was just Bernie Sanders going like, this one's for free healthcare, and he'd throw a fireball, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
Well, thanks for watching another episode of Crew and A. On the next installment, we'll find out from the squad at Titmouse their favorite vacation spots in the world of Exandria, as well as their favorite magical spells and fantasy creatures. Until next time, keep checking for updates from us, the folks at Titmouse, and Amazon Studios. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye!